Oh my god, what's up guys? It's Reverie. So I have been wanting to start this YouTube channel for years, and I always have an excuse of why I should do it later. Maybe I don't have my makeup done, or I don't have the perfect sound equipment, or I don't have a green screen in the background, or I don't have a new piece of Satori mop to wear, or I don't know what to talk about. There's always a reason why I haven't done these videos, and I just decided last week that I am just gonna start. I don't even know exactly what I'm trying to build with this thing that I'm creating right now at this very moment, but I just know that it's something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. So what I'm doing is I'm starting a new YouTube channel, and I'm just going to be talking about my life and talking about all of the life experiences that I've lived through and lessons that I've learned. I know a lot of people enjoy the wisdom that I share because they can relate or because they can learn from it. And I just feel like I'm finally ready to share that. I feel like in life we always have an excuse of why we can't do something. It's not the right time, or I don't have enough money, or I'm scared, or whatever the reason is. We always have a reason of why we can't do what we want to do. And lately, especially within the last month of my life, I've really been working on not procrastinating. I've really been working on pulling the trigger. I've been working on doing what I wanna fucking do instead of making an excuse or putting it for later or whatever the fuck. So, excuse me. So, this is me just diving in right now and starting a completely new venture. And I was doing a lot of talks on my Instagram, and they were getting a lot of interaction, but I wanted to take these talks elsewhere to make them their own entity. So I decided I'm starting this new YouTube channel. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my new channel so that you can see whenever I post a video like this. Drop some comments below and let me know what topics you guys want me to cover. So I guess today I am really feeling the topic of taking responsibility for your life. And I feel like that's something that we all really struggle with, especially because I feel like when you take responsibility for your actions in your life, it's kind of like saying everything that's wrong in my life is all my fault. And that's a really hard thing for most people to say. It's easier to say, oh, it's my mom's fault. Oh, it's my boyfriend's fault. Oh, it's my boss's fault. Oh, it's my genetics. Oh, it's we always have like this thing or this person to blame for our actions and our state of being and our career and our weight and our health and our living situation or whatever the fuck it is. People are really bad at taking responsibility. That's something that I've really learned. The older I get, the more I see people are so bad at saying, I'm sorry, I fucked up, it's my fault. If we were better at doing that, life would be so much better for everybody. So that's a topic that I wanted to touch on today. I wanted to tell you guys to take responsibility for your actions, and also myself. Every time when I make one of these talks, I 9 out of 10 times am also talking to myself, because it's like a realization that I had today. I'm like, oh, you know what? I just realized today that blah, blah. I'm going to talk about it right now because I'm thinking about it and I'm passionate about it. And I know that it's good to say things out loud. And then sometimes I'll be embarrassed to say it, and then of course everyone's like, oh my god, I love what you said. Oh, I needed to hear that. Oh, I never heard somebody say it like that. And then I'm like, oh my god, thank god I said it. But anyways, point being, it's hard to take responsibility for your actions. Especially it's hard to take responsibility when you are in a fucked up ass situation. Like, I'm just gonna give a couple simple examples. If you're overweight, if you're really fat, there's gonna be a reason. Oh, it's because I don't have enough time to work out because I work all day. And then when I get home, I'm just too tired from work. That's an excuse, okay? You could work out. You could ride a bike to work. You could work out when you get home instead of watching 3 hours of Netflix. You could take a 15-minute nap, work out for 15 minutes, and then watch your Netflix. 2.5 hours more you have. People always have an excuse. Let's say another excuse. Oh, I'm in an unhappy relationship, but I can't leave my boyfriend because we live together. Oh, it's because we have a kid together. Oh, it's because he pays my bills. Oh, it's because I don't want to be alone. You know, there's always a fucking excuse. And then if you tell the person, well, you could always get a job and start saving up so that you could move out on your own. And then they say, yeah, but it's hard to find a job. It's hard to find a job that pays good money. It's hard to find a job that I want to do. And then you give them another thing and another option and another, and then they always have an excuse of why they can't do something. That is the worst fucking habit. Having the habit of making excuses for why you can't do something is one of the worst habits. That shit will hold you back so much in life. And within the past, like, it's been a few years already that I've been doing this, but I never say the words, I don't have time for that. I don't have time to work out. I don't have time to eat healthy. I don't have time to call my mom. Because when you say you don't have time, that's blaming your actions on time. Everyone has the same 24 fucking hours in the day. So if I have time to do it, that means you have time to do it. You know, and obviously we all have different lives, and some people might say, yeah, but you don't have kids. Okay, but I have other things that you don't have as well. That I could say, well, I have this, I have that. You know, there's always a fucking excuse. So, point being, I always say now, instead of saying I don't have time, I say I'm not making time for that right now. I'm choosing not to spend my time doing that right now. And that applies to everything. Okay? Like I said, even if I don't call my mom, I used to say, oh, I don't call my mom because I don't have time. But I do have time. I just haven't made time to call my mom. And when I say I haven't made time to call my mom, then I feel fucked up. Because I'm like, it is my choice that I'm not calling my mom. I think I need to call my mom. And then I call my mom. Or the same thing with eating bad. You know, if I'm like, I've been getting so much inflammation on my joints. I've been breaking out. Oh, it's because I've been so stressed. Oh, it's because I've been on tour. Oh, it's because I can't say no. Oh, it's because it's Valentine's Day. There's always an excuse. No. So now what I say is, I haven't been making time to eat healthy, but I should. And then when I hear myself say those words, I haven't made time to eat healthy, I'm like, dang, I haven't made time to eat healthy? It's pretty bad. I should probably change that ASAP. And it's just little simple things like that, you know. Don't blame other people or other things that are not even tangible, like time. Don't blame your problems on times, because you're not taking responsibility for your problems. And when you put all your problems in somebody else's hands, that means that your whole life is in their hands and that you have absolutely no control over your life. It's like, another good example of that is being in an unhappy relationship. I've definitely been guilty of this myself. Oh, I'm so depressed because my relationship's falling apart and my boyfriend treats me like shit. And I just can't seem to leave him. Or whatever the fuck it is. You know, and then eventually I left a toxic relationship. And I had to make peace with the fact that there was no gun held to my head as I stayed in that relationship, you know, and I could have walked away, and I didn't for a long time. And when I did walk away finally after a long time, I had to make peace with the fact that I chose to stay in that relationship for so long. And that was a really hard thing for me to do, to come to peace with myself and to forgive myself for choosing to stay in a place that was very toxic for so long, you know. And that hurt when I had to realize, like, oh damn, like, I chose to stay there. I could have left years ago, you know. Years passed by, and finally I did leave. But just that realization, I had to forgive myself, and I had to stop blaming it on my ex. I had to say, you know what, Jordan, you stayed. You chose to go back to him. You chose to let him come back to you. You chose to try it again and again and again and again. knowing it was toxic, knowing it was abusive, knowing it was just not good for me at all, you know, and point being, I know a lot of people out there watching are going to relate to this. If you are in an unhappy, toxic, abusive relationship, it's your choice. You know, unless somebody's literally like kidnapping you in somewhere, which for sure happens. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about if you're literally physically held against your own will. But if you are not physically held against your own will, it's your choice. It's your choice that you're staying there. And there's a lot. Then when, oh my God, just this is another reason why I didn't want to start this channel, because once I start talking about one thing, it just opens the fucking gates up to all these different conversations, and these talks that I do just go all kinds of places. And then I think like, oh, people are not gonna like it because I'm just rambling. But I'm like, no, people like when I ramble. And then I'm like, yeah, but it needs to stay on the topic. And then I forget what I'm talking about. And then at the end, I'm like, why was I even talking about that? I was trying to talk about this. Anyways, I say that because I said it's your choice that you stay in an abusive relationship. But in a sense, it's actually not even your choice. Because this is boop, 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 boop. Because your dating life is a reflection of how you grew up. It's a direct reflection of your childhood. It was a direct reflection of how you were loved, and it's a reflection of what kind of love you lacked, what kind of abuse you endured, and that's just all in the realm of psychology. So over the past few years of my life, I would say, when did I start diving into psychology? I think I was like 22 when I really started diving into psychology. I would just became fascinated with the subjects that it all covers, because psychology is just covers so many areas of life and brain functionality. Or I mean, it's not even brain functionality. I mean, it is and it isn't. But studying psychology has really, really helped me understand the world and myself and the people around me so much better. And so basically the point of why I even brought up psychology is because going back to you being able to leave an abusive relationship, it has a lot to do with your childhood. So for example, I'm going to use myself as an example. And my mom's going to be mad if she sees this. Sorry, Mom, but I'm not saying this to talk shit about my mom, but I'm just saying this to help everybody who's going to watch this understand what I'm talking about. So when I was a kid, first of all, my dad and my mom got a divorce when I was 4. And my dad moved away to the beach, and he had a new family almost immediately. And he left my mom the house, which was awesome, but he also left her the mortgage payment and her 3 kids. So my mom was very stressed out, and she used to hit me and my brothers a lot. I have a lot of memories of being hit really bad. And her parents, of course, hit her, and their parents hit them, and their parents hit them. You know, it's a cycle. It goes on and on and on in families, you know. So, but my mom was also very, very affectionate and very loving with me. And so, point being, the love that I received at home was very nurturing and loving, but it was also very abusive physically. And when you're physically abused, it also is mental and emotional abuse combined, you know. So that's how I was taught being loved felt. I was taught that love hurt, and that love came with a lot of pain. So when I started dating as a teenager, I always found myself in situations where love hurt and love was abusive, you know, whether it was physically or mentally and emotionally or cheating or whatever, you know. And so in a sense it was not kind of not even really my fault that I was attracted to people like that, because that's what my mother taught me love felt like. So, and if you dive into studying psychology, you will learn shit like that. So, if all you know is abusive love, I mean, if you haven't studied psychology, if you haven't even figured out why you keep ending up in these same fucking situations, you would never know any different. And I didn't know any different until very recently. I didn't know that love didn't have to hurt until very, 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 very recently in my life. And now I'm like, I'm very, very picky now, and I'm very, if I see red flags in somebody, I'm gonna have to pass real quick, you know. And it's great. It's great. Dating is a lot better like that. When you're aware of how your childhood affects your adulthood, you are then able to change your perspective on life, on dating, on addictions, on spirituality, on kindness, on reciprocation, on everything. Everything in life looks different when you study yourself objectively and get to the roots of your problems. And I'm not saying I don't have problems, because believe me, I have problems. But me studying myself objectively and really diving into my fucked up ass childhood has really helped me understand myself more as an adult, and has also led me to have a healthier life all around my life as an adult. So anyways, just went off on that tangent. That all stemmed from, if you're in an abusive relationship, you can leave. You can leave. And it's your choice that you're staying there. And then this goes to psychology again. The reason you're staying there, even though you know it's wrong, is because that's all you know. Your mom hit you when you were a kid. Your dad hit you when you were a kid. Or maybe your dad wasn't there, like my dad. And you don't know how a man is supposed to love you, you know, because you didn't have your dad there. So if your mom hit you and your dad wasn't there for you, that's a big fucking setting your kids up for fucking failure. So, and I say that with a smile on my face, because you either laugh at life or you cry at life. And I choose to laugh now, because I was miserable for so long, and just laughing at how fucked up life is helps me deal with it a lot easier. And yeah, so like I said, the reason people stay in abusive relationships for so long is because that's really all they know. And that's what they were taught love is like. And some people, when I say things like that, they're like, yeah, but my mom didn't hit me. Yeah, but obviously your mom, maybe you saw your mom getting mistreated by her boyfriends. Or maybe your mom was super submissive and didn't teach you how to stand up for yourself. So, you know, like it always is about your childhood and the way your parents taught you what love is. And if you don't have your parents, it's about the guardians you were with. And sometimes your guardians, and even your parents can't do enough to really guide you in the right direction, because we're all human, you know. Being a parent is really hard. Now, no, I don't have kids, and sometimes when I talk about being a parent, people are like, yeah, how many kids do you have? Like, as if I have to talk about, I can't talk about having kids just because I don't have kids. Like, I can see how that shit works. It's not fucking rocket science, but I don't know, life is just so weird. Anyways, going back to the main topic. The main topic is taking responsibility for your life. Taking responsibility for your actions. So if you're in an abusive relationship, you can leave. Leave. Walk out the door, bitch. Men and women. And sometimes when I talk about that, men are like, well, women can't hit a man. Or women will say, women can't hit men. How can women be abusive? Bitch, that is abusive. Bitches who say that shit are the abusers. That's why. You can call your man names. You can pick on his insecurities. You can fuck with his self-esteem so that he feels like shit. You can cheat on him. You can lie to him. You can manipulate him. You can nag him all day. No matter what he does, it's never enough. Those are forms of abuse. If they're done over and over and over and over and over and over constantly with a malicious intent behind them, you know, men can definitely be abused. I see it all the time. And so it happens to both genders, all the genders, you know. It's whatever, girls who date girls, guys who date guys and girls, trans, doesn't fucking matter. Like, this happens to people all around the world, all walks of life. Black, white, rich, poor, gay, straight, don't fucking matter. It can happen to anybody, but you can change your situation. But the thing is that until you really study your childhood and realize why you're all fucked up, you're never gonna run into different situations. So you're always gonna have abusive partners if you don't figure out what went wrong in your childhood. And when I talk about childhood, some people are like, yeah, well, my mom was a good mom and my dad was a good dad. I'm not saying your parents were not good parents. I love my parents. I love my parents to death. They're amazing. I'm so grateful for everything they've done in my life. But I had to come to terms with what they both did and didn't do to me that traumatized me, so that I can put myself back together again and figure out why I do certain toxic things to myself or to others. And so I can change those habits. Anyways, point being, let's go back to the taking responsibility. See, I'm going off on a fucking tangent. You gotta take responsibility for your fucking life. Your life it's your life. So this one small thing you could do. Stop saying, I don't have time to work out. Start saying, I'm not making time to work out. That shit is gonna change your life. And it might sound so simple, and it sounds so simple because it is so simple. So try it. Try it for a year. You know, just start saying it. Just start saying, I don't choose to spend my time working out. That's it. And it's just building the habit. It's a habit of taking responsibility for your actions. And you can build and break new habits and old habits. And it really just is all about practice. You know, if you practice, you can do anything. Practice makes perfect, man. Like, people are not just born with self-control. And people are not born with the gift of taking responsibility for their actions. Like, obviously not. You know, that's why it's so hard for people to do it. And we're not really taught to do it that much as we should be. So stop making excuses. Stop procrastinating. Stop thinking about things and then never doing them. Stop talking up a good story and never doing it. That's what I'm really working on lately. I'm really working on not procrastinating. And you know what? I want to tell you guys a couple more things about, a couple other techniques that I have implemented into my life to make me more responsible and more like taking responsibility for my actions. This is just one small thing. Cleaning your room is really annoying, okay? I hate cleaning my room. I don't think anybody likes cleaning their room. So I always struggled with having my room clean. I don't have like a dirty room. Like, there's not like dishes and shit, but there just be clothes everywhere. Or like not even everywhere, just a big pile of clothes. Why? It's there for like weeks. And then I put some away, but then I just pile more on it. And I put some away and I pile more on it, and the pile's always there. There's always a pile. Might be small, but it's still a fucking pile. And I was like so tired of living like that. I'm like, why do I can't just put away my fucking clothes? Why can't I just clean my fucking room? But then I realized because it's too big of a task. It's hard to just clean your room. When I clean my room, it takes like 3 hours. And I have a really hard time concentrating and staying still doing something that I don't really want to do. And I feel like most people have a hard time with that too. So I made this new rule, and what I do is I put away 20 things every day in my room. So that makes it a lot easier. Then it's not like, oh, I spent 3 hours putting my room away. I just literally take 20 things and throw them all in a pile. It's usually clothes, and I put away the 20 things. That's it. And if there's still a little bit of a mess in my room, then that's okay, because tomorrow I'm gonna put away 20 more, and tomorrow I'm gonna put away 20 more. And I don't do it every day, to be honest with you, but I do it almost every day because it's such an easier task than cleaning my room. So that's just one thing you could do that is gonna get you in better habits of executing and being more responsible. And when you're more responsible, you can be easier. It will be easier for you to take responsibility for your actions, and there's just so many things to do in life. Everyone is just so overwhelmed by life, and life is really hard, guys. Life is really hard for everybody, and life is harder when you don't take responsibility for your fucking actions. When you blame your problems on everybody else. Oh, I wish I could get another job, but nobody's hiring right now. Oh, I can't get the job that's gonna pay me. Oh, my job has health benefits. Like, people always have a fucking excuse. If you really want a fucking job, go look for a new fucking job. We live in America. You could get a job online and work from home if you want. There's so much opportunity out there, and people are just lazy. And being lazy is what's going to hold you back in life, and what holds me back in life, and what holds everybody back in life. That's why I'm trying to really get rid of the habit of being lazy and procrastinating and bullshitting, because I know that I've accomplished so much in my life, and the more I apply myself, the more my dreams are coming true, the more money I'm making, the more places I'm traveling to, the more fulfilled and happy and useful I feel. So I just want to encourage you guys to do the same, and like I said, whenever I make these talks, I'm also talking to myself. I need to keep saying these things out loud so that I do continue to not procrastinate, and I do continue to put away 20 things in my room, and just little tiny stupid shit. Like, I have other stupid habits, but I don't really want to share them because they're just kind of personal and stupid. But that's just that's just one good habit to help you be more responsible. Another one's making your bed. Making your bed. I used to think making your bed was literally retarded, okay? I never, ever made my bed unless somebody was going to come sleep with me, okay? So my bed is always just there. I'm like, why am I going to make it if I'm just going to sleep in it again in a few hours? But I had heard a really interesting concept the other day from Jim Quick. Jim Quick is really dope. He said you should make your bed because making your bed is a sign of discipline, and discipline is a habit that you can build and break. And discipline is just like a muscle. The more you do it, or the more you use it, the stronger it gets. So if you start your day off by making your bed, it's starting your day off with doing something that takes discipline, and it takes 1 minute. So it's just a good habit. It's just a little form of discipline to get you into. And when you start with little small changes in your life like that, like making your bed, then it makes it easier to make bigger changes, like drinking water. I've been trying to drink more water lately, and you know what I've been doing? I have this it's dirty, it's in the dishwasher right now, but I have this big thing of water that it's empty now, but I make sure to fill it up twice a day because I wasn't drinking enough water. I used to drink so much water, but over the past year or something, I've been finding that I'm not drinking enough water anymore. So I'm trying to get back into the habit of drinking more water. So I just fill these things up twice a day, and I look at the jar, I'm like, oh shit, I haven't even drank any. The water's or it's this much still, it's been all day. I'm like, oh my god, I haven't even drank any water today. And that helps me drink more water. And some people might be like, what do you mean drink more water? It has nothing to do with taking responsibility. It does, because these are just habits that are helping me be more responsible, helping me be more disciplined. And then when you are more disciplined and more responsible, it's easier to take responsibility for those actions because you're not ashamed of your actions. And you need to be taking responsibility for everything in your life, for your finances, for your weight, for your health, for your dating life, for your happiness, for your family, for everything, for the way you dress, for the way you look, for the way you smell. There's so many things to keep up with in life. I know it's very hard for everybody, but these are just small little tips that I've learned that would probably help you if you implemented them into your life. Anyways, okay, so I've been talking about for like 30 minutes, so I think I'm gonna cut it. I think I'm gonna cut it here and save the next talk for another day. I don't know when I'm gonna do another one of these. I've been wanting to do one, like I said, forever. And I've been like, oh, I'm gonna wait till I have my makeup done. I'm gonna wait till I have my hair done. And today I was like, I'm just gonna fucking do it. Even though I don't even have all makeup on, but I was at least I have my eye makeup on. I have this funny braid right here. But thank you guys for watching. Put a thumbs up, like, subscribe to my new channel. Share this video with a friend. I'm not good at plugging things. Oh my god. I'm like, what do they say at the end of people's YouTube videos? Drop some comments. Let me know what you guys want me to talk about down below. I'm gonna start taking comments and suggestions, just like I was doing on my Instagram. I've been doing these talks on my Instagram story lately, and people have really been liking them. So I was like, I'm just gonna take it to YouTube, give it its own platform, so I can just not feel stupid about going on for 30 minutes like I just did right now. Because sometimes when I'm on my Instagram story, I'm like, dang, I'm going on for like so long. I can't believe people still watch me. But I guess people like it, So thank you guys for watching. And check out my website, satorimob.com, reverielove.com. I have my clothing line up there. And yeah, have a great night, guys. See ya.